I'd like to speak about pendulums. Specifically, I'd like to speak about the spiritual connection you can have using a pendulum. What is a pendulum? A pendulum is just a tool, as I look at it. It's a tool being, let's see, I'm going to show you one right here. Okay, so it's something on a string, a weighted object on a string, but it's a tool to access your subconscious mind, to access, in the case that we use it for a lot, spiritual healing. So it can be used for a lot of different things. Now I have some notes here. I'm going to move them off to the side here for a second. So it's a tool that you would use for spiritual healing for lots of different things. Psychics use pendulums for finding lost things, lost children who have been kidnapped. A lot of police departments will get a hold of psychics to use it for that. Well companies use psychics for finding water on a property. Years ago, people would use those Y sticks and go on, and when the stick goes down, they say dig right here. But now, with maps and all the different grids they have, they can hold this right over a map and tell you where on your property to dig and how deep to dig to find water. It's amazing what you can do with a pendulum. We use it quite often for making decisions. If there's a decision you can't make, or you don't feel comfortable, or is it the right decision, a pendulum will help you to know that, because it accesses your subconscious. So it's a tool. So with that, I want to show you how to use the pendulum. And I am going to show you a demonstration. Before we do it, if you have a pendulum handy, you can do this with me if you like. And if not, you can, you don't have a pendulum, you can just make one. Take a string and connect it to, I've done it with my car keys before, or hanging onto one of the keys of my car keys and letting it dangle. So any weighted object on a string, if you're a carpenter or somebody that works in a garage, you can take a lug nut and put it on a piece of thread. Doesn't have to be a spiritual quartz or crystal. It can be any weighted object. So go ahead and get that together, and then I'm going to have you put together, just on a piece of paper, something that looks like this. A little X with a circle. And then what I'm going to do is have you go, can you see that? A, B, C, D. That's simple. This is just to show you how the pendulum works, and believe me, it'll blow your mind. So go ahead and do it with me. And what I'd like you to do then is you're going to take the pendulum. I'm a one-man show here, so okay. So take the pendulum and hold it between your thumb and forefinger. Don't wrap it around your finger like that, because it makes a difference. Between your thumb and your forefinger, and hold it right over the X, just like that. About maybe an inch. And I want you to just relax. Okay, don't hold the paper up like this. Put it on your table, but this is easier than moving my whole camera for the table. So it'll be flat on your table. So what I want you to do is just use your imagination. Whatever you feel is fine. Don't resist. Just do whatever works. So hold it about an inch above the X, and using your imagination, I'd like you to imagine the pendulum going back and forth from B to D. And as you imagine it, you're going to see it start to move from B to D. Some of you will move just a little. Some of you will move quite a bit like mine. Some will go even further. And then I want you to imagine the pendulum going up and down from A to C. Up and down from A to C. And if it doesn't move right away, just make your eyes go up and down. As you're watching it and thinking about it, you're going to see the pendulum change direction and start going up and down from A to C. Now imagine it going in a circle clockwise, A, B, C, D. And as you're imagining it, as you're thinking about it, without even moving your hand, just holding it there, you're going to see it going into a circle. Bigger and bigger. And now imagining it change direction and going A, D, C, B, counterclockwise. It's getting a little bit more erratic because my arm is being sore holding it up here. You normally hold it this high, and you can see it changing direction. Great. So that's the first test. Now, my question to you is, okay, how much did it go? Did it go a lot? Did it go a little? This is also a test that we use with hypnosis. This is called the pendulum test. It's actually in our hypnosis manual, which you can download free, by the way. Just go ahead and go on our website, and you'll see a little picture on the right that says free manual, and you can get that free. But in there, it shows how to do that. And if your pendulum moved a lot, that means you're non-analytical. That means you relax easy. That means you're open to suggestion. And if it doesn't move much or actually holds really still, it means you're analytical. Okay, analytical mind, they don't like to let go. Of course, the more you practice it, the more it would work for you, because analytical people are a little bit more resistant, a little more in control of their thoughts rather than just letting go. If it goes the opposite direction, that means you're just honoring. You're trying to be resistant. Some people, that happens, they do just the opposite. And that, because again, with hypnosis, you always get the people saying, "You can't get me." Well, you're right. If you don't want to be got, we ain't going to get you. Okay. So you need to relax. Luckily, we don't have people coming into our offices like that, because who's going to come into the office saying, "You can't hypnotize me," and pay me $200 for a session? Not going to happen. Okay. Usually you only get that when you're doing something for free, because people want to try to resist, but they don't like to resist when their money is involved. And hi, Stephen. He goes, test. Yeah, I call it a test, but it should be called an exercise. It's we call them suggestibility tests, but call them a suggestibility exercise, because a test denotes that it's a pass or fail. And there's really no pass or fail. It just helps to let you know, or let the client, the hypnotherapist, know how to hypnotize someone. But in this case, this was a test or a demonstration just to show you how it works, how the mind can use it. So the more you do that, the more flexible, I guess, you can be, the more it'll help you to understand. And oh boy, Ralu shows, I use the pendulum to see if I should make Rene dinner or not. Yeah, so I give her a fixed pendulum. And your chat wasn't working, Stephen. Oh no. Well, I'm glad you're back. So with that, okay, I wanted to show you, give you an idea of how it works. Now, what would you do with a pendulum? Well, think of the pendulum. You know how I had it going in a circle? Going in a circle, to me, again, you might have your own way. Some people, to find out whether a pendulum is saying yes or no, they have different ways of doing it. Hold it, over something and ask it a question. But rather than letting the pendulum tell me, because a lot of courses will teach you that, they'll say, let the pendulum tell you which is yes and which is no. Remember, this is a tool. It's just a piece of stone, okay? It's a weighted object. Don't let it tell you what to do. Your subconscious mind is in charge. You're the creator. You tell the pendulum what to do. So for me, if the pendulum goes into a circle, that's a yes answer. If it goes back and forth, that's a no answer, okay? Now, not only yes or no, but positive and negative. So what I do, again, we have in the course, we teach a whole video about this, quite a long video, about how to use it for healing. But when you find a blockage, which you can use this to find a blockage, if you want to release the blockage, you're sending positive energy to the blockage to release it. When the pendulum, as you're holding it over, starts going in a circle, the blockage has been released. And you'll notice it from the client. You'll see a relief from them. So you can use it for a lot of different things, but even for answering questions for you. Okay, so what you would do is on a sheet, matter of fact, I'll go ahead and get the sheet. Oops. I usually go something like this here. I can... Okay, so you just got back and forth. Okay, so, or you could just use this. You could put it over here and say, circle is yes, back and forth is no. or I'll do something, just a line if you want. But another thing you can do, instead of having yes or no, if you want choices, is to do something like this here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. You can have 4 choices. Okay, what should Raluca make me for dinner? Okay, we have lobster, we have steak, then what she wants, vegetables, or, and you hold the pendulum right over here, and let's see, it's right over there, and what should Raluca make me for dinner? Oh, so I guess it's steak, because it's going that way towards the 2. Can you see me actually forcing it? Okay. But so that's what it would do. You hold it over there for any kind of choice. When should I have this vacation? Should I do the vacation in January, February, March? You can make 12 lines. What time should I do my video today? At 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Okay, so it helps you to make a lot of decisions. Now, once you've come up with a decision, all right, here's the interesting part. Once you come up with a decision, how do you feel about it? Well, let's say that pendulum went to number 3 and it was vegetables. And I go, what should she make me? And it goes vegetables. And I don't want vegetables. I want steak. Then the answer was number 2. All the pendulum does, it helps you to make a decision. It helps you to make a decision. You don't know what you're going to do. It helps you to make a decision. Where should I, let's say, when should I go on vacation? Okay, January through December. And it says December. And I immediately go, oh, it's snowing. It's cold up here. It's horrible. I don't want it. Then the decision, that's not the decision. You see what I mean? It forces me, because before I use the pendulum, it's like, I don't know at all when I want to go. Once I use the pendulum, now I know I don't want to do it in December. Okay. Matter of fact, there's another way I like to do it. It works even quicker than the pendulum. Ask yourself a question. Should I go to Disneyland for vacation this year? Okay. Heads, I take a coin. Heads is yes. Tails is no. Just like the pendulum. Okay. I go like this, and yes, I should go to Disneyland. I really wanted to go to Cancun. Then the answer is no. You see what I mean? This helps you to make the decision, just like the pendulum. So keep that in mind when you're using a pendulum and you get the answer. If it's not a positive answer, it's wrong. Okay. You need to have positive. Why? Because the subconscious only is inclusive. It is not negative. Negativity comes from the conscious mind. Okay. Those 5 senses, we created that. The subconscious is only inclusive, is only positive. So the last thing I wanted to mention about the pendulum, which it just told me right now, where I didn't make the connection, is that it's only a yes or no answer. Okay. The pendulum can only go one way or the other. So make sure it's a yes or no answer. There is no essay. You can do multiple choice with all the different lines. So there's no essay. Ask it a yes or no question. And before you do it, okay, again, your mindset should be whatever it says I'm going to do. So that way it makes a decision. And by saying whatever it says I'm going to do, it gives you that you're going to have that conviction of a good feeling or a bad feeling. And then you realize whether you were right. Most of the time, it'll go right along with what you wanted. It'll give you that good type feeling rather than the stupor of thought or the negativity. So with that, if you'd like to learn more about the pendulum, okay, go to the link below this video. We have actually a pendulum course that teaches you how to do everything from answering questions, from finding lost objects. You lost your wallet in the house, the pendulum will help you find it. You lost your car. It has happened. I had somebody come to see me once in Philly. He lost his car the night before. He went to bars and he couldn't remember where he found it. We found his car. Okay. Took me about 3/4 of an hour. So you can use it for finding lost objects. You can use it for making decisions. You can use it for healing. You can use it for a lot of things. So we do have a healing course, and also our spiritual healing certification course teaches you how to use it for healing, along with the other 14 methods in addition. So with that, thanks for watching this, and I'll see you in the next segment